prior to, we have line inspectors, and we have a QC manager in the plant. And there was a number of checklists that we used on paper. So there would be a checklist for station to station and station, and on that checklist is basically what we have on Offsight now. But we would have to print those off every week for each house, and they would go down through them and check them off. And there was issues, and it was all handwritten and whatnot. So we spent a lot of time printing and whatnot. Then after the house went out through and everything was done, then they all had to be filed also. So, and then when NTA would come in and do what we call a file review, then we'd have to go back over and pull all those out of the files and whatnot and get them ready for that. So there was a lot of, I'll say, labor.
Sure.
Yeah. In getting those, we call them travelers. What we have now is electronic travelers. We call them travelers. And we've done that we did it that way for, I don't know, 30 years, probably, maybe longer. So, and then, like I said, the daily reporting, the third-party inspectors usually in the plant like twice a week. So he would come in and do his inspection, and then if there was issues, he would get with one of the inspectors online, and then if there was a major issue, then he would go to the QC manager, and we'd have a discussion of what needs fixed or what wasn't maybe quite right, if there was a questions on it. And we just took some notes on it, and then got with the people that were involved in we'll call it a non-conformance. And we have a couple spreadsheets in Excel that we fill in and share with the employees and whatnot with that. But now, I mean, we have the electronic traveler. You go over to the computer, you just bring up the house number. The traveler comes up. The guys can go in there and mark off whether everything is okay or not, and type in a couple comments of infraction or something like that. And then if need be, go back and make the repairs and whatnot, and then go back in there and check it off as being repaired. And then once that home is completed, all that information goes to the cloud. So,
Right.
And it's stored accordingly. So whenever we need to do a file review or anything like that, we just, punch our fingers a couple times and we have all that information right in front of us. So it's a very, very, very good system.
Before implementing Offsight, and you mentioned that kind of like manual process, and then with NTA coming out like twice a week, how much time did that take to kind of record all of the travelers, get all the files ready? And you mentioned a lot of kind of like manual labor. How much time do you think that was taking before? And how much time do you think it saved you now with Offsight?
I would say hours. We would start either a Friday afternoon or a Monday morning. And let's say next week, there's 25 boxes coming down the line from Monday to Friday. So we need to print out 25 sheets or 25 travelers, and there's probably 4 pages in each one. So that all needs printed out. And then the serial numbers for the homes needed to be put on them. And then they need to be checked off as it goes down through. And I don't know, to print all that out, you're talking probably 2 hours a week just to start, And then after the home is done, to collect all the travelers, there's a person at Final Finish that needs to collect the travelers. And then they get stored. There's, I don't know, a couple hours there a week. And then, at that point, NTA would come in and they would just be, the travelers would be with the house. So they would look at the paper traveler and question this and that, whatnot, and then put the traveler back with the house. So that didn't take them a lot of time, but now they can stand at, the biggest thing, you can stand at we call it a tick station. And instead of walking all the way down to the other end of the plant to wonder about what's going on with this house, you have the information right there. Otherwise, you would have had to physically go down and pull the sheet and look at it and whatnot. So I can't tell you how many hours we've saved just doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's awesome. Oh, perfect.
I think the system, I think Offsight is very simple to use.